All right, let's talk about something that can totally change the game for your business, your proposals. We're going to look at how to stop being just a price list and start being a partner, the kind of partner clients are excited to pay. Let's dive in. You know that feeling, right? You have an amazing call with a potential client, you're super excited, you pour your heart into a proposal, hit send, and then crickets? Just total silence? It is so frustrating. But here's a thought. What if the problem isn't your price at all? What if it's all about how you're framing your value?
Look, the secret to winning more deals isn't about dropping your prices. Not at all. It's about a huge mindset shift. You have to change how the client sees you. Are you just another expensive vendor on a spreadsheet, or are you an essential partner they literally can't imagine succeeding without? That's the difference.
So let's get into the nitty-gritty of the biggest hurdle. I call it the price list problem. And honestly, this one mistake is probably turning a ton of your potential yeses into a hard no. Okay, so what does this look like in the wild? It's what I call the me, me, me proposal. You know the one. It's basically your resume with a price tag attached. It just lists all your awesome skills, your experience, maybe some certifications. The problem is, you're making the client do all the heavy lifting. You're forcing them to figure out how your skills solve their problems. And let's be real, they're busy. They're just not going to do it. So how do we fix this? Good news, it's not complicated. We just need a new structure. A really simple but super powerful 4-part framework that completely changes the game. It's all about building an undeniable case for your value.
Okay, here they are, the 4 key parts of a proposal that actually wins you work. Number 1, you summarize their needs. 2, you propose a solution based on the outcome. 3, you talk about the investment, not the price. And number 4, you give them a super clear call to action. That's it. Let's break them down.
All right, step 1, the summary of needs. This is so important. This is where you prove you actually listened. You're going to take the exact goals and pain points they told you on that first call and just repeat them back. Use their own words. The effect is instant. They'll read that and immediately think, wow, okay, this person actually gets it. They get me. And boom, you've built trust.
Now for step 2, the proposed solution. This is a game changer. You need to stop selling tasks and start selling outcomes. Think about it. Nobody is actually looking to buy 4 blog posts. No way. What they're buying is 20% more organic traffic. See the difference? When you frame your work like this, you're not just selling hours out of your day, you are selling a tangible result for their business.
And that brings us to the money part, which is absolutely crucial. I want you to make a promise to yourself right now. Never, ever use the words price, fee, or cost in a proposal again. From now on, it's the investment. Why? Because you just spent the last section talking about the amazing outcome they're going to get. The word investment ties your fee directly to that return on their money. It's not just another bill to pay. It's a strategic investment in their own growth.
Okay, so having this amazing framework is one thing. That's awesome. But theory is only half the battle, right? Now we got to talk about actually doing it. Because a brilliant strategy with clumsy execution, well, that's still not going to get you paid.
So that leads to the million-dollar question, doesn't it? How in the world do you create these powerful, value-packed proposals and do it fast? Fast enough to keep that excitement going from your first call. Because here's the thing, especially when you're a freelancer or run a small business, speed is your secret weapon. It is a huge competitive advantage. You know how it is. That energy from a great call can fade so quickly. The faster you can get a polished, professional proposal into their hands, the better your odds are of actually closing that deal, period. And this is where having the right tools in your corner becomes an absolute game changer. So let's look at how a tool, like classified billing, for example, can give you the features you need to actually pull this whole strategy off without pulling your hair out. Okay, first up, there's a feature you can think of as service item mastery. Forget about writing every single proposal from scratch. Instead, you build a library of your core services, all those outcome-focused descriptions we just talked about. Then, when you have a new proposal to make, you just drag and drop them in. It takes seconds. This is how you get that perfect combo of high quality and high speed. And here's a great little tip. This actually comes straight from the founder. The whole idea is to let you experiment. You can create different packages, you can play around with different pricing tiers, and you can send out as many proposals as you want without ever worrying about hitting some kind of limit. It's really all about giving you the freedom to figure out what works and grow your business. Remember what we said about becoming that essential partner? Well, the little details really matter. Something like a custom SMTP feature which is a fancy way of saying you can send invoices from your own email domain, it instantly makes you look more credible. It's such a small thing, but it's the difference between looking like just another freelancer and looking like a serious professional business.
Okay, so what does all this actually look like in the real world? What happens when you put this strategy together with the right tools? Well, the results can be pretty incredible. Let's actually look at the proof.
First off, let's talk about time. We're seeing businesses that use these kinds of systems save over 10 hours a week. Think about that. That is an entire workday you get back. A whole day that you're not spending on paperwork that you can now use to find more clients, do better work for the ones you have, or, hey, maybe just have a bit of a life.
Next up, cash flow. This is a big one. When you have these professional proposals and automated reminders going out, you get paid, on average, 3 times faster. And that's not just a nice little convenience. For a small business, getting paid faster can literally be the difference between just surviving and actually thriving.
And look, we know this approach works. There's a whole community of over 500 businesses who have already put this system in place. They're streamlining their work. They're growing faster. So you're not just getting a tool, you're kind of joining a movement of people who are committed to working smarter, not just harder. Just listen to Alexandra Chen. She's the founder of an agency. She said, and I quote, "They're now processing 300% more invoices with half the effort." That just goes to show you this isn't just for freelancers. This kind of system can scale and make a huge difference for a growing agency.
And then on the flip side, you've got someone like Marcus Rodriguez, who's a solo consultant. For him, it's all about that professional edge and the automated workflows. It just proves that these ideas we've been talking about, they work whether you're a team of 1 or a team of 10.
So this all comes down to one final, really important question you have to ask yourself. When a potential client opens your proposal, what do they see? Do they see just another price list they can compare with 5 others? Or do they see a strategic partner, someone they feel like they can't afford not to work with? Ultimately, that choice is entirely up to you.